Welcome back, my Valkyries. I am back with Fox.
Like always.
And I know I've made you wait for a while for part 2. After this video, I am making a part 2 of Kurumi. So y'all can stop yelling at me.
If she doesn't pass out.
I'm not gonna pass out. I promise.
And sooner or later, we'll get around to doing the ones that are popular right now, like Cloaker, Shinon, Toru.
I will say that Shinon and Toru are after Kurumi. The part 2
is probably a little later than you would think.
It's just I have to rewrite a segment that I messed up on. And it's killing my brain cells.
Yep.
But as promised, I have given you a part 2 of Kurumi. Will be in after this video, but yeah.
Yep, and this one is a Halo 1 based loosely around the RP we had in the RP server hosted by our good friend Hollow Panther.
Yes, the crazy buffoon, but our favorite weeaboo man.
Better than Criminal.
Damn. Calling
I'll
shots.
throw it out there. I'll call him out.
Man, I didn't want to say it, but I forgot you don't have filter. But wait, actually, I can say the same.
Hey, you have a worse filter than I do.
Okay, just because. I'm not gonna say that, but
let's not say that while recording.
Yeah. But I guess we should explain the thumbnail. So the elite half human on the very right is a character from the Crunchy Fit. Shout out to Crunchy.
Yep.
Favorite boy.
Get this character in the RP to be this sort of human elite hybrid.
So, Crunchy, if you're watching this, I've left the picture, but I'm gonna use it.
And on the far left is the character I played as in the RP called Look. Her codename is Looker.
The one next to Looker at the 2 bottom is my character. I played as the Alpha AI, also known as Lizzie.
And in summary, we're doing this loosely based on Red vs. Blue. And the story-wise, she's the twin AI of Church.
The actual Alpha Church, not Essalon Church, but I'll get it.
Not the AI of free will.
And the picture above those two is going to be her Spartan armor, and I have bio kind of body that she can take over.
Made with Covenant human technology.
And
right next to that,
Antidot.
Halo Reach.
Which you all should know this if you're watching Halo What If. I don't need to explain Antidot.
Antidot was the main AI for. I'll explain it though. Antidot was the main AI for Noble Team. However, I'm in the RP, and what we're going to do in this, after the fall of Reach, her AI consciousness was saved and transferred to a new team named Delta.
Okay. Now that the kind of backstory is over with, we can get into What If.
And we'll start off with Lizzie's perspective.
Yeah, so Lizzie right now is in her corridors. I said that way wrong. Quarters. There we go. Messing with computer programs and helping the director with battle strategies. As she's just messing around in her kind of armor. We're going to go here to the director's perspective. Director getting a phone call. The director picks up the phone and answers. And he hears Nezu on the other line. Do you want to play Nezu, Fox?
Yeah, I will.
Good.
Director, sorry for the interruption, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm calling.
As the director say, my favorite mouse friend Nezu. It's been a while.
It surely has. Look, It surely has, Director. Has it been like 10 years or so?
I lost track of time.
Ever since you graduated from UA, you kind of just went by Director and disappeared from the radar.
I have my reasons. Well, what are you calling me for, old friend?
Simple. I wondering if you could lend 2 freelancers to help us down here.
Sure. But I will let you know, calling our services, they are going to have permission to kill if needed.
I expect nothing less from the military group you've been running since you were in UA. As Nezzy would also say, how's Washington doing? The prodigy.
Oh yeah, Wash. We had a little accident with an AI. So we had to get him checked out, make sure he's all okay.
As Nezzy would then say, and I hope you don't send Texas this time. She's a handful.
Don't worry. Texas got knocked down off first place at the leaderboard.
As Nezzy would say, oh, she's gonna get pissed.
Yeah, that person that I'm sitting down there.
I see.
So, they should. Well, when do you want them there?
Whenever they have time.
When's
I know you, old friend. Your freelancers just appear when they can, and they stay around until they want to leave.
I can send them now. They should be there probably on the first day of when your school starts.
So in about 11 months or so.
I have to prep them on the mission, give them battle strategy, and make sure they're all up to code. And then they'll be there.
Right away.
Just make sure that
I'll set up a little barracks for them in the meantime.
give them a shooting range and their own dorms. Plus, make sure your heroes don't shoot down the ride I'm giving them.
I'll inform them about the freelancer Pelican.
Thank you. Now,
And also, as your payment, I'll send you the information file I've gathered.
good. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go tell them their new mission.
Right away, as Nezu ends the call, the director gets a 100 terabyte file from Nezu, detailed Covenant information.
Mm-hmm. As he would click a button on his desk over the entire ship that floats in space that they are on.
Mm-hmm.
As he would call the agent Looker and
Agent
Grimm, but he also calls one other, which sorry, country, but I did forget her name. They used an RP, so was that Annabelle?
Yep.
Okay, and Agent Annabelle. As those three walk in, as the director is informing of the other mission, Grimm is just oddly staring.
Oh, Annabeth, sorry.
And yeah, Annabeth. But Grimm is oddly staring at Annabeth in kind of like a happy tone.
Looker, who arrives fashionably late, says, "Sorry, I'm late. I had to go pick up my AI."
Yeah, as well as happening, that's just reprepping her. Lizzie, or Grimm, is sort of like just giddy over working with Annabeth.
Annabeth,
But no,
unlike in the RP, she's actually respected by the freelancers.
Mm-hmm. But Lizzie has a different reason for it,
which we'll get into not this episode.
If you want enough, I will do a part 2 literally right after I do probably Shinon, if y'all want it bad enough.
Just don't threaten, please.
Don't threaten me. I'm innocent, I swear.
We guys get it. You like our swords, but come on, you don't have to threaten us to continue.
But yeah. So everything goes as canon as it does in My Hero. Same with
Deku, Izuku himself, dying while trying to save Bakugo.
From the side, he kind of kicks the bucket.
Mm-hmm. Just get him out of the way because this is how we always do it.
Pretty much. But we get to entrance exam that goes canon, and in the 2 weeks they have to get their letter, and right before the students come to UA, they are launched on their mission. As all the people in UA, all they hear is a pelican flying down. Nezu has informed everyone not to shoot down the damn pelican.
She even posted Snipe to keep an eye on Endeavor just if he tries anything.
As the pelican would land with all their equipment, as Annabeth will walk out first. And Annabeth would just kind of look toward trying to find Nezu. As Nezu would walk up and lead them all to the room while everyone's carrying their stuff with 2 sets of armor following Grim, holding more stuff.
Looker just kind of just sitting there talking with someone.
Yeah. As Grim finishes her room, 2 sets of armor stay in her room, and she goes over, she makes sure the pelican's emptied out, clicks it on the side, and the pelican lifts off and flies back to the ship. As Graham will walk back in and look her and he's like, "Is your AI talking to you again?"
Yeah, Annie Dallant told me about something. We already fixed it, but these Earthlings really need to fix their security system. Annie Dal broke in literally a millisecond.
Well, it's not our job to fix their crap.
Oh, that's why I told Annie Beth she didn't have, or that's why I told Annie that she didn't have to do it, but she did it anyways. You know how she is.
Yeah. I'm going to my room.
Try not to hack anything on the way there.
Okay, just because I can hack through the computers doesn't mean shit.
And also tell your other bodies to keep themselves in check.
Okay, just because I put a program in there to help us doesn't mean anything.
Sure, program.
And to be more specific to you guys, Looker does not know about the AI.
She doesn't know, but she is skeptical.
Well, yes. The Annabeth does know because. Not gonna say it yet.
We won't explain this episode.
In this episode, but we get to her walking to a room and just basically passing out on her own. And we get to that first day of UA with everyone waking up, getting all their stuff ready, and start walking to Class 1A. With Grim having, if you have played Halo 5, you'll know this weapon, a Nornfang. Probably my favorite weapon because I love snipers, but hey. Just Nornfang, a silenced magnum pistol, which is basically the one in Halo 5 that gives you a speed boost and stupid headshot damage, and is a burst weapon. And she's also carrying a energy sword on her left thigh, with Annabeth carrying her plasma blasters, and a carbine. You can describe what Looker has, because I don't know what you're going to have her have.
Fair. Looker, she's an enigma. On her official files on that she sent to Nezu and Aizawa, her weapon loadout was only labeled as the G30 G6 the GC6 suppressed Magnum from Halo 3 ODST and dual wield suppressed SMGs. However, she walked in the class with a DMR and a blade on her side.
Mm-hmm. As the students are all looking at them like, who the hell are these guys? Aizawa just stands up, looking at them, like, oh, you're here. Took long enough.
If Looker is saying, yes, sir, your boss has requested our appearance to be at least here before during your guys' first day, so we made our appearance fashionably late.
Mm-hmm. As Gatsby asking who are them, Aizawa explaining who they are, and they're actually a big deal.
Aizawa was saying that they're part of our mercenary group, but we've hired them to be your security detail.
Baco being kind of cocky, Aizawa just stares at him and says, they could fold you like an omelet in less than a millisecond. Don't attempt.
Aizawa says, they've been trained permanently and personally by their boss, simply known as a director, who was a prodigy at our school.
Baco sits down and shuts his ass up.
As Aizawa was still going on a rant about the director, how he graduated 3 years early from UA.
Mm-hmm.
And after he graduated, he went to go form this group called Freelancers.
Mm-hmm. Once Aizawa finally stops his rant, they go do their quirk assessment test.
And after the canon quirk assessment, Looker pipes up saying, Sir Aizawa, may we give these maggots a little bit of freelancer treatment?
As I was looking at her, define your freelancer treatment.
Hey Grim, you want to give them Gamma 5 training?
So that means I can beat on them?
It's Gamma 5. What do you think?
Yep.
Let's test some teamwork, shall we?
Yeah, go just pull out her kind of silence pistol. Shoot it between their feet and says, dance, maggots. As they all try to dodge the bullets and try to fight Grim. With Grim, basically, if you have watched Red vs. Blue, and I hope to God you have, Tex versus the Reds treatment. Bakugo being Grim.
Or another way being Tex versus Washington, or not Washington, York, Wyoming, and Maine.
Yeah. Baku being the who represents Wyoming, and Griff getting the nut shots and his head slammed to a wall.
Mm-hmm.
After a bit, they're all panting heavy, and they just one of them says, "The Denki, note to self: do not fuck with the angry one."
As Looker would pull out her pistol that she somehow brought in the middle note somewhere, simply saying, "Now, anyone who wants to stay here for extra training under me may stay, and I will teach you the ways of firearm for people who want to learn how to use firearms." As she looks towards Momo and Denki, you two, I'm pretty sure your quirks would be perfect fit for firearms.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of yanks Baku at the wall. I was like, I'll be your hand-to-hand combat teacher.
With Annabeth slowly but like kind of just sheepily says, and I'll let you pick who she's gonna mentor.
Annabeth would look over next to Graham and say, I'll be teaching you foreign weaponry. With Grimm's assistance.
With Looker being the test dummy.
Mm-hmm.
As Looker would say, why am I always the dummy?
Because your armor's made to take bullets.
Just because my AI has upgraded my armor to take plasma rounds does not mean I have to be used as a dummy.
Would you rather choose the teacher instead?
Looker looks at Aizawa.
And I was like, I don't have armor. You're being test dummy, not me.
Looker just says, sigh, saying, fine, but your guys are helping me with the project for Annabeth. Or helping with the project for Annie Dot.
Grimm's just like, no.
Then I'm not doing it.
Grimm's say, Anti-Dot. Remember that code that we love to use during training? As Anti-Dot's just like, oh, you mean armor lock? Grimm's saying, yeah, can you activate that on Looker, please? With Anti-Dot immediately is like, understood. Activating armor lock.
As armor lock activates on Looker, and she literally just barely turns her head to look toward Grimm's and says, how dare you?
As Nimmer says, so are you gonna be our test dummy or are you just gonna sit here?
I will only be your test dummy if you promise to help me build the project for Annie.
I'm not building it.
You don't have to build it, just help me design it.
Fine.
Then I agree to help.
And did not deactivate armor lock. That means he's like, understood, deactivating armor lock.
The Looker then proceeds to stretch after her armor lock deactivates.
Well, major students have a demonstration of what those freelancers are capable of. As Graham would just grab the wall, I was like, I wonder if I do this, what would happen? But that's not what I put to say, as she would just kind of throw it to the right, accidentally hitting Baku in the face.
Baku's saying, you bitch!
Grim just snaps her neck towards Baku. Excuse me?
Why'd you throw that at me?
You guys should learn to move and be on guard all the time.
This is a school, not a battlefield. As Looker would cut in saying, correction. When we're here teaching you, consider this a battlefield.
I was going to ask you. Also, if you're here as fighting villains, the villains are going to treat this like a battlefield, so you should do the same.
As Looker would also type up saying, and trust me, we've seen much more shit than you have ever in your life. So I suggest you shut your pretty little face up before I shoot a bullet straight into your brain.
As Graham just started walking off and just said before. Also, blue hair kid with glasses. Before you even say it, we have permission to kill, so don't even try.
As Looker would say, getting ready to head to the firing range, saying, after all, what kind of mercenaries would it be if we didn't have a license?
As the three would ascend to the firing range, as we would get to the USJ, everyone's favorite dilemma. And my brain. Ignore me. But, yeah. We get in USJ. The three, or technically four, but are in the back. Students in front of them, and as out to the right. Number 13. As Anti-Dot pops up, but Lizzie already knowing what's happening. And she just says, hostiles incoming.
Looker looking towards Grim saying, "What's your command?"
Lizzie just pulls, or Grim pulls off her Nornfang off her back and says, let's teach these low-class house Spartans and soldiers do it.
As Looker cracks her knuckles and simply says, Annabeth, you know what we time to incorporate the plan the three of us been talking about. Activate armor.
As Annabeth will grab one of her plasma grenades. And as the villains fled through, Annabeth throws her plasma grenade dead center as Grim would fire her Nornfang round at the plasma grenade as it's about to land.
And while that happens, Looker's throwing grenades around the battlefield.
And as each grenade, before it hits the ground, Grim shoots a Nornfang round right under.
Actually, what I had planned is right when the plasma grenade detonates, the explosion causes a chain reaction which detonates all the other grenades.
Fair enough. Yeah, ignore me, but as the chain reaction would go off, most the villains is, well, me incorporating this meme. My legs are over there, my arms are over there, and my head's up there.
As one guy just saying right before he dies, I guess my life as an adventurer has ended.
Yep. As Graham would unload her normal shells and load in a special yellow clip.
As Luke would say, "Hey Annabeth, can I borrow that plasma rifle of yours?"
Yep. And that's saying sure. He hands it over.
With Looker saying, "Man, you've only ever let me use this once, but I've had a pretty good aim with it. Also, big guy incoming."
As Grim would say, why do you think I loaded these rounds? As Grim would fire at the arms and legs, blowing off the arms and legs with explosive rounds.
As Looker would say, Annabeth, analysis of the target. Or not Annabeth, Antidote.
With Antidote saying, brain is the weakness that has regeneration quirks, strength enhancement, and shock absorption.
Send info to Grim Annabeth.
As Grim would see and just say, so aim for the brain.
Yep.
Got it. As she just checks her chambers like, one left, that's all I need. Puts it back in the Nornfang and says, bottoms up, ugly bitch. Firing her Nornfang round, hitting the brain as it explodes, entirely removing the head.
And just to note, the villains don't know anything about the freelancers. Only ones that really know are the top-ranking heroes.
Let's say some top villains would know too.
AK only really All for One, but doesn't tell anyone for the sake of fear.
Mm-hmm. As they go through just demolishing these villains. As Grim's literally kind of hopping on one foot, toying with them one.
Looker is kind of just telling the villains off, like teaching them how to actually fight hand to hand, and execute them after they land one good hit.
Mm-hmm.
Annabeth is silently just taking out people.
As Grim would look over to Annabeth and say, hey, Annabeth, remember it's time for the sword? Why don't we teach him what a sword can really do?
As Looker would shout from the middle of the battlefield saying, I heard sword! Time to bring up my Bowie knife then.
As both Annabeth and Grim would pull out an energy sword.
With Antidote saying, Sir, Looker, you forgot your sword. You forgot your broadsword, didn't you? With Looker saying, "Yeah, that's why I brought my Bowie knife because I don't have fancy swords like them."
As they would charge in and basically cutting through, with Grimm's energy sword running out of juice for a minute.
As Looker says, "Annabeth, transfer armor's or not Annabeth, Anidot, transfer my armor's reserve power to Grimm's energy blade."
Not yet. I have an idea for this.
Okay.
As it would just kind of radio to director, as the director say, "What is it, Grimm?" And Grimm just like, "Send pod 249, please."
Oh, you're pulling that.
Yep. But not from text, but it's a different one. As a pod is sent down. It's a weapon pod. As it opens, and there's a gravity hammer. As Grim gathers and says, "Oh, I might have some fun today."
As she then says, "Hey, Looker, catch."
Yeah, and literally chunks it.
Chucks the handle of the energy blade to Looker, saying, "I know your armor energy transfer. I'll let you have some fun with my blade for a while."
As Grim just goes running through the crowd, swinging the gravity hammer, and all you can hear like the massive noise it makes, and just villains flying through the USJ.
As Looker does what I said earlier and says, "I need to transfer my armor's reserve energy to the energy blade to max out its energy potential and refill the energy."
As they send 2 more gnomes out. As, well, gravity hammer knocks the head off,
Of one,
killing one.
With with ironically not being trained how to use an energy sword, Looker tries to cut off the head but fails, with Annabeth just kind of walking up, pulling a Giyu.
Yeah, it's like, as it was like, looks like someone needs more training.
"You guys never let me use these, so I don't know how to use them."
It's simple. Swing, swish, that.
"You guys make it look so easy. I'm so used to weight."
Whatever. As without looking, she just kind of bonks the last villain, and that villain is sent flying at Aizawa's feet.
And that's where we cut to the hero student's perspective, the Class 1A's perspective, to see how they react.
But most students just like, what the fuck?
What?
As I was just like, I forgot to tell them don't kill them all.
Then Aizawa would have said, "But like that would stop them. Freelancers, they do whatever the hell they want."
As Sharky would have got away with Kirigiri. As Echoes can, they get their rescue training done after cleaning up all the mess.
Mm-hmm. And this is where we have a little scene with All for One and Shigaraki.
Yeah.
Shigaraki panicking, telling his All for One what he saw and what happened.
All for One paling, and he's like, no.
Like, why do the Freelancers have to be here? Why do they have to be here, of all planets?
And Shigaraki's like, do you know them?
As All for One would explain, they're a group of highly dangerous mercenaries that only have sides to the good, but they will accept pay from any group. They just refuse to work with anyone aligned with chaos.
Shigaraki basically says, so we're fucked.
Yes, and they're also the only military group that's protecting us from aliens.
Well then.
So they have weapons. They have access to weapons that you can only dream of.
Well then. So that explains the gravity hammer thingy. Or the Shigaraki say the big hammer thingy that they went swish swish launch.
As All for One would say, that is the gravity hammer. That is one of the most deadly melee weapons in their arsenal.
Do you know what the beam sword was?
It is exactly as I said. It's an energy sword. It's made to cut through any material.
Okay, tell me you at least know what the explosive sniper is. It destroyed the Nomus easy.
Explosive rounds. That's just a normal sniper you probably fought against.
But normal snipers are black, not gray and yellow.
Not their snipers.
Well, this is a bunch of bullshit.
Their snipers are 50 times more powerful than a 15 BMG.
Sure is like, all right, I'm gonna go sit on my couch.
As Alpha One is jokingly say, "How about you go play Halo? That's what they're based off."
Yeah, sure. He's like, screw you.
Hell, just go watch Resident Evil Blue because I heard they were kind of ripping them off.
Sure, just kind of walks off.
And that's when we cut back to our crew.
Yep. With another pod landing in front of Grim, it kind of pulling out the kind of motorcycle that Tex rode on. As Grim just like, I'm not riding that bus back, just to let you know.
As Looker would say, "Man, what's with him ripping off Texas?"
Okay, be fair. I like her taste in vehicles.
You literally stole her motorcycle.
Actually, no, this one's mine. Has my name on it.
As Looker would go to the back saying, "You sure? It just has Texas' name scratched out with what looks like a knife with your name underneath it."
Yeah, it'll be fine. Director said it was okay.
You know Texas is gonna kill you.
What do you mean? Me and Tex are good buddies.
You ruined her bike.
Actually, no. That was Washington when we tried to give him a test run.
Looker just says, "God damn it. You know what? Fuck it. I'll see you there." And Anidot, initiate transportation.
And both would just get on the back of John's motorcycle as they would just kind of drive off to UA.
As basically, like I said, Looker would say, "Annabeth, initiate fast travel sequence all the way to UA. All the way to UA are UA militaristic barracks."
Which happens as they get their 2-week break.
With Looker giving her firearm trainings to Momo and Denki as they pick up their unique styles.
Mm-hmm.
With Momo sticking to long range, which then Looker transfers her over to Grim.
Yeah.
And what made Looker happy is, since she gets to see one of her old friends again, that Denki picked up shotguns. So she puts her call into command saying, "Hey, Director."
Director answers like, what now?
Can you send down the Reds?
Why?
I think Sarge might have a new apprentice.
Oh no, I might have another idiot.
Oh no, he's just a perv. But he's actually pretty fairly smart in combat-wise since I've been training him personally.
Fine, I'll send the Reds down.
The reason why I just want them to hear because Sarge uses shotguns primarily, and my trainee has picked up shotguns.
Should I send the Blues down too?
Do you want to have them fight constantly?
Fuck it, I'm just gonna send Sarge.
Send Sergeant Griff, because you know how Griff is.
Fine, I'll send them both.
And also, since tomorrow's Grim's birthday, send down Church so she can hang out with her brother.
Alright. 3 pods will be landing there shortly.
I'll make sure to I'll tell everyone to avoid the areas that you marked.
As literally 2 pods land in front of Looker. The hatch opening as Sarge and Griff walk out.
With Griff instantly going to hug Looker saying, "What happened to you, friend? You disappeared on us."
As nearly third drop pod didn't drop. No one really noticing.
Mm-hmm.
With Grim disappearing as well.
Looker kind of doesn't really know anything what's going on, but Annabeth or Annie Dot knows.
Mm-hmm.
And simply just tells Looker the director has reassigned Church's drop-off location to an area that Grim has requested.
Yep.
With Looker saying, "God damn it, I want to see Church again, but I'll see him when he gets back." Anyways, Sarge, I want you to turn around. I want you to meet your new students.
Sarge would like turn around. I can't do Sarge's voice. I'm not going to even attempt to do their voices. I do know how they somewhat act, though, so I'm cool with that.
Griff or Jeff is just a big idiot.
I mean, yeah. Sarge just shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Sarge turning around looking at Dinky holding a little shotgun. Sarge is like, I like your taste, soldier.
As Looker would say, that's good, because you'll be training him.
And Sarge just look over like, another soldier train. Let's hope they don't end up like Griff.
Honestly, it's better we don't have another Griff.
Yeah, Sarge just yell at Griff. Griff, I'm taking away your food privileges.
As Griff would say, come on! What'd I do this time?
As Sarge just say, don't backsass me, private dirtbag.
Or I'll get the Puma.
Yeah. When I get the Puma. Oh no, what do you call it? What do you call it, Griff? Ah, the chupa thingy. Yeah.
The Chupacabra. And she's like, right, sir.
What is going on? It's time to begin training Dinky.
With Sarge actually being a surprisingly good teacher.
A good teacher making a joke that kind of confused Dinky. He's like, reminds me of the time my dad left to go record some death thingy. Huh. Maybe that's why I joined the military. Oh well.
Griff would yell out just watching the sign language with Looker saying, no wonder you turned out like this. Your dad left you.
Sorry to say, at least he got the milk.
Oh, shut up!
As Zardo just say, this is a Red vs. Blue reference, so please don't get mad at me for this, but Zardo would just say, at least my girlfriend didn't turn out to be a dude. Which, you haven't watched Red vs. Blue?
I'm going to take over the reaction for that.
Yeah. Griff was just like, Griff was like, I thought we promised not to talk about that.
As Looker responds with, oh no, we're talking about this now. As Looker would say, Sarge, go continue with your training.
Sarge was like, fine.
And this is where we're going to go cut to Grim and Church.
With Grim being out of her armor, actually in her AI state, roaming around, goes and hugs Church, who is also in his AI state.
Or what he still calls his ghost state.
Yeah, they both woke up just like, boo, bitch. And them starting to catch up more and more. Church explaining what stupid things Caboose has done. Like, what he called Tex and Tucker annoying him about the sniper again. With Lizzie just saying, you really do need to get to your sniper aim. Needs some work.
As Church just grumbles saying, my sniper's perfectly fine. You're the one that needs work on your sniper.
As she would just mockingly say, oh my god, at least I've hit targets. Have you hit any?
I've hit an apple. That was also Tucker's head.
That's not a target.
Potato.
Name a target that you've hit, aiming at it on purpose.
I've killed this red wearing brown armor.
You talking about Lopez?
That's his name?
Did he speak Spanish?
I don't fucking know.
Did he speak a language that's not English?
Yes.
That's Lopez.
Oh, then yeah, I've shot him. But then he continued to walk around.
Yeah, that's Lopez, you madre de Dios.
Stop speaking alien.
That's not alien, that's Spanish.
I'm sort of just confused now.
As basically kind of catching up, and she also kind of makes like a holographic cake and gives it to church.
Astro was saying, you know this is your birthday, not mine, right?
Yeah, I know. And she's like, I know, but we can still celebrate it. Plus, cake.
Church says a smile saying, what? You and cake? I swear.
Okay, can't help it. Even though I can't really taste cake, I really want to taste it.
Astro says, oh yeah, speaking of which, I'm sending you a file.
Okay.
It's an .exe file. I want you to execute it.
On the bio body?
On your AI.
What's it do?
You'll find out.
I'm not gonna do it if you don't tell me.
I'll say you'll love it.
Tell me first.
Let's just say something that you've always been wanting to do.
Eat cake?
Yep.
So you're saying I can taste cake?
It's a file that gives us AI taste buds.
And she's like, say less.
As Lizzie activates the file, it simply says, activating tasting 101 made by Caboose.
And she's like, Caboose made this.
As Church would say, correction. Subconscious Caboose.
Okay, I was about to say.
Turns out when Caboose is knocked out or drunk, he's actually somewhat smart.
Yeah, let's not try to get Caboose angry again. Even though it didn't affect us, it was funny watching him beat the hell out of Griff.
It was.
It reminded me of when Tex beat the hell out of Griff. Oh, the irony.
And when Caboose seduced the crane.
Okay, we don't talk about that.
And we're not going to talk about Sheila.
Okay, no.
So we're not going to let Caboose get his jealousy go rampant again. Because Sheila and Lopez are having a healthy relationship.
Oof. As I get to...
As Church summons a digital knife. Let's start eating, shall we?
Yep. As we will get back over to Looker. Says...
Denki finally figuring out how, thanks to Sarge's teaching somehow, to incorporate his quirk with his shotgun shots.
Making electrified shotgun bullets.
Which Sarge just saying...
Oh yeah, that's by Sarge. He was just looking at you like... I need one of those.
Looker just saying, sorry, do you know that if you want one, you have to beat the Reds for once? Or beat the Blues for once, at least in one round.
I mean, we did kill one.
You killed the medic.
No, the other one.
Do you mean Church?
No, the other one for that.
Which one are you talking about?
No, some dude in teal armor.
Do you mean Tucker?
No, Tucker took his armor.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, it's in lore. It's Tucker stole his armor from this guy that died from the Blues on the blue team. He's in.
That's story wise.
Yeah.
Like I know who you're talking about, but Looker doesn't.
And it's like, and starts like, oh right, you weren't there. Wait a second. He kind of pulled that screen. This person.
As Looker would say, him. Yeah, he's been missing for a couple years.
He's dead.
Oh, well, time to update his file then.
Say we killed him.
Well, congrats. But you still need to kill one more then.
There's like, god damn it.
And you already know, since you and the Blues have been put in the simulation, so you actually stop killing each other. You have to win one game of the simulation for you to get your electrifying rounds.
So all you hear is Griff just say to like one of them is like, so do you ever question why we're here?
As I'll just say, it was Todoroki.
Yeah.
Shoto just showed, yeah. With Shoto, yeah.
Shoto just saying,
do I really need to know?
And there's like, yeah, I don't know. It could be like a god watching over us. I don't know. It keeps me up at night.
Oh, Shoto just saying, I'm just gonna go now.
Because I was just like, Griff, stop annoying students with your stupid, idiotic religion.
As Looker turns to Star's like, I don't know. After all, you're a heavy Christian as well.
And Sarah's just like, yeah, but you make it confusing.
Looker just says, yeah, fair. Hey, Griff, how about you actually come down here and help training? We need a dummy.
As Griff's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna sit here and eat my hamburger.
Sarge.
Okay. Sarge's like, already on it. Cock shotgun. Double time, soldier. And just shoots Griff in his foot. Griff's like, God, ow, my foot. You bitch.
Now get down here and be a test dummy for Sarge's apprentice.
Don't you have like clones for that?
We're not at base, so we don't have access to those.
You could call one in.
As Looker turns to Sarge.
Sarge is like, don't look at me. This is your fault. they don't allow me to have the clones anymore. Ever since I tried to order the robot nuts.
As Looker looks back, saying, "You heard the man. Now get down here."
Just like, oh man.
If you do, we'll play some Griff Ball.
But last time you made me beat the ball.
I mean, it is named after you.
Don't make me run the simulation with the gravity hammer again.
Oh, come on. You know for a fact that I'll just get Grim to do it for me. And do you want to get your ass handed to you by Grim again?
No.
Then get down here.
Griff getting down there.
As Looker says, okay, Danky. Don't use live rounds. I want to see if you can just fire the shotgun with just your quirk.
Danky's saying, alright. He fires just the electricity. zapping Griff.
With Sarge just laughing.
As Griff's just yelling, "This isn't funny."
Looker's going over the analysis like, interesting. So it seems that your each individual bolt from the 10 spread shotgun has about 200 amps in it. Interesting. This could be used. This could be used as your support item.
And basically, all of that would happen with Looker not seeing Grim or Church any way.
Mm-hmm.
Some silly Steve is still your scene.
Yep, with Griff calling out to Church saying, "Hey, Blue, can you help us out? Can you help me out, please?"
That's all you hear. Is Church saying, "Nah, you look like you got it covered."
As Looker turns around saying, "Church?"
She sees no one.
What? As Looker turns back to Griff saying, "You saw Church, didn't you?"
Church's like, "Well, yeah."
Don't tell me he's a ghost again.
What do you think? Church.
Time to yell at Tex again.
As that would go on with Church not kind of appearing again. And when Griffiths like just call the church's name saying, "I'm begging you, Blue. I promise I'll do anything." As Church yells from Grimmer's room, "Anything?" Griff saying, "Yes, anything."
Just please, please get him to stop me being a fucking test dummy.
As Church would kind of possess Sarge and blind his visor. And then you go back to where Grim is. And just says, I get any favor I ask of you and whatever. Griff's just like, okay. As Sarge can't see and think he's on the ground.
As Looker just standing there saying like, classic Church.
And think he's in dumb mode at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's time to piss. Hey Griff, since your test dummy's over, mind escorting this idiot to the medical facility?
And Griff's like, sure.
If you do, I'll give you the beer you want.
There's like, say no less.
And I'll make sure Sarge doesn't take it from you.
He better not. As he goes and takes them to the medical wing.
Now back to.
I think it's to be you.
Do you want it to still be me?
Well, your character doesn't notice where Grim has not come out at all.
Well, Looker probably just thinks that Grim's hanging out with her brother.
Fair.
But around, I'll say 7 or so, she does drop by her dorm room and knocks on it saying, "Grim, Church, you guys hungry?"
And Grim would just say, no, not really.
Church, what about you?
Church saying, nah, I'm good.
Okay, I'll see you guys later.
Just kind of walks away. There was just a difference in tone of voice with Grim's voice.
She finds it suspicious, but kind of chalks it up to her being happy.
Mm-hmm.
Grim doesn't really show much emotion.
Yeah. And as I would go on, should I do sports festival?
We are an hour in.
Mm-hmm.
We are just reached an hour in, so we can do if you want.
I'll leave that for the next episode.
Got it.
Well, this is part 1 to what if deku was an AI.
Mephisto, a UNSC based AI.
Yeah. And I do hope you enjoyed it.
And one more note: the UNSC will make an appearance later, sooner or later.
Mm-hmm. So if you want it bad enough, we will get to working on that.
Yep. But anyways, everyone,
that is it for this video.
this has been
This is
Fox.
And this is Laz.
I hope you guys like our content. If you want to support us, yeah, just subscribe down below.
Bye bye.